Welcome back to page 121. Today we're going to take a look at the next 5 dragons in the Dragons of the Month that was presented by Grenadier back in 84 to 85, and that is the Metallics. There's a nice silver dragon that came from that set. We're going to take a look at each of the sculpts and what I liked and didn't like about them, and once I'm finished with that, I'll go into a little bit of the dragon powers and their alignments, that kind of stuff. All information I take for this video is going to be from the only source we had in 1984, Monster Manual. So the original Monster Manual will be my source book for this. If some stuff has changed, alignments, breath weapons, whatever, I'm going by the Monster Manual. So here we are from 1984 to 85 from Grenadier on page 121, Dragons of the Month. This good looking guy is our brass dragon. He is chaotic good and has 2 breath weapons. He has a cone of sleep gas, which extends 7 inches from his mouth, or a billowing cloud of fear gas. Admittedly, not the 2 greatest breath weapons you could possibly have. So here he is. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That's a nice sculpt. I like it. I had the come hither look. The wings are not attached yet. The come hither look over the shoulder is interesting. I like to think he was just startled by something. But he's up on his little perch. Considering this is all metal, they didn't do any of this in plastic. Pretty impressive. I like the sculpt a lot. So there you have it. The brass dragon. This lawful good gentleman has 2 breath weapons, a cone of frost or a cloud of paralyzing gas. I like this pose. This is probably my favorite of the metallic poses. I like the one wing up. And then if you look around, the other wing is folded behind. I'm going to zoom in so you can get a better look at everything. So there is his wing folded. That's how it's sculpted to the body. We didn't have to put that on. And then the other wing up. I like this pose a bunch. And then the face straight on. I'll bring it a little closer. The first 2, actually I think all of these metallics, were painted by my buddy Mike. Mike, you do great work. Once again, thank you. So there you have the silver, one of my personal favorite of the metallic dragons. And there's been silver in our campaign for years. His name is Silver Claw. He's been around for a long, long time. When my youngest son joined us, he was very into dragons and very excited, so I gave him a dragon to be a buddy of his. And Silver Claw is still in our campaign. He's not ridiculously OP, but he is a dragon. But it really got my son excited about playing D&D, and he even named his character, his name is Adam, he named his character Adam Wormrider. So, pretty good character, and his buddy Silverclaw. This entry in Dragon of the Month is the Copper Dragon. He's kind of looking sleepy in this pose, like he was just asleep and you walked in and woke him up. He is a chaotic good dragon, and he has 2 breath weapons, an acid breath like a black dragon, and he has a gas cloud that causes slow. So pretty interesting. Again, 3 per day. We didn't know if that meant per breath weapon. So here he is, sleeping on his treasure pile. That's a nice sculpt. I like that sculpt. He's a sleepy dude. Just waking up. You're standing about here. So, there is our copper dragon. We're going to take a look at the next dragon in the set. This next guy up is the bronze dragon. He is a lawful good guy, and he shoots a bolt of lightning as one of his breath weapons, or repulsion gas. So actually the bronzes are pretty powerful. We had one in our campaign called Bronson. He still pops around now and again. He's just an NPC that works with the player characters a little bit. I'm going to zoom in on the sculpt. This is Bronson that we use on the table. That's his figure. So there you have all his goodness on his treasure pile. Oops. Just a nice looking sculpt. Nice dragon. There we are. Come on down here. There you go. So there is the bronze dragon. And this last of the dragons is the gold dragon. I know mine is painted blue. My buddy Mike just painted it blue. I don't care. I love the paint job. So it's blue gold. Congratulations. You found that rarest of gold, blue gold. The gold dragon, sorry. The gold dragon is lawful good. And he has two breath weapons, of course. He's got fire and chlorine gas. He's a pretty formidable guy. He's one of the strongest. And I like the sculpt a lot. Interesting, he's depicted almost as a Chinese dragon in the monster manual, and that's what they based this sculpt on. No wings shown. I'm still okay with that. I love this sculpt. I love this dragon. Going on the face a little bit. I'll bring it a little closer. There's the face. And then the worm body. Worm, of course, W-Y-R-M in this case. And there you have it. So now I'm going to go ahead and show all 5 dragons together. And we're just going to take a look at the group as a whole. There are the 5 handsome lads all together. Again, these were from Grenadier from 1984 to 85. If you saw my first video, I talk about how this worked. You bought a dragon a month. It was released once a month from early 84 to early 85. And if you bought all 12 and sent in your proofs of purchase, you got a 13th, which was the Dragon Lord. The Dragon Lord was a sculpt I wasn't crazy about. My wife was my girlfriend at the time. We collected these together. She didn't care for the sculpt much either. We didn't like the idea of a guy riding on dragon being the lord of all these dragons. So we never sent away for that. No regrets. I love my 12 dragons of the month. I wasn't crazy about having a 13th anyway. Triskaidectophobia being what it is. But I'm going to get a couple of the old Relpartha and Grenadier figures and put them out here, and you can get an idea of what these dragons look like. Okay, there's the Goldie squaring off against an old Grenadier fighter. There you go. And a thief. My wife uses that figure periodically for her thief characters. So, just to give an idea of what the scale was for these guys, it's actually really good. I realized that, again, there are massive dragons that are put out now by different companies, and they look gorgeous, and I'm not debating it. But this is what a giant, big-sized dragon looked like for us, and I'm happy with it. I still like these guys. They're still on my table all the time. Just go ahead and show some of the others in scale. So this is if they walked up on him sleeping. And then ready for a fight or conversation. He is good after all. And then Silverclaw right there. And then the come hither look. Whoops. Knocked it all down. And there you go. So that's just to give an idea of scale. And what was so appealing about these dragons. We didn't have dragons like this. They didn't really exist until this series. So it was pretty exciting. I did not buy the later dragon series. They did another Dragon of the Month. It wasn't called that, but it was just another Dragon of the Month. There was a swamp dragon and a wyvern. I didn't think the sculpts looked as good. The figures seemed a little smaller. They did a Giant of the Month. I did not buy all of those. I do have 2 or 3 of those lying around. And then in about 89, they did another Dragon of the Month. They called it Dragon of the Month 2. And I really, by then, we were newly married, trying to have a kid. I didn't really have money to put on this anymore. So there you have it. Oops, knocked it down again. There you have it. The Dragons of the Month, the metallics. Next time, we're going to take a look at the Dragons of the Month for the Bahamut and Tiamat analog. They, of course, weren't called Bahamut and Tiamat, but I'll get into that in that video. And then we'll look at all 12 of these guys together. So that's it for today from page 121. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.